Hello guys and gals, and this is another Vlog Friday. As always, I start with a thought. In the trailer to Raya and the Last Dragon, it's a movie that's coming out, I believe, November 5th on Disney Plus and theaters. I probably will be doing a reaction video to the trailer, actually. But anyways, in that, one of the lines is really striking. It says, the world is broken and you can't trust anyone, and then maybe the world is broken because you don't trust anyone, which is really kind of a brilliant turn of phrase, and really an iconic quote. And so yeah, it can be difficult to trust this day and age, and well, rightly so. There's a lot of people out there with misintent, or the wrong motivations and motives. But anyways, it doesn't mean that we should completely not trust anyone just because society is a little messed up. Anyways, we're going to go over all of these. Again, I find these points to be really, really important. That's why I go over them every single time. Yeah, it is a new year, but it's basically the same old society, basically. I know it's always nice to have a new year and a fresh start and stuff like that, but it seems that things don't really change very often, too much. Now, it can easily be depressing if if things just stay the same, especially if you're in a bad situation. But yeah, one of the ways to help combat that is to do something you enjoy at least once a day. Make sure it's something legal, and it can be something simple. Well, within your dietary. Well, not outside of your dietary restrictions. I always have difficult finding a way to phrase that. Maybe it could be something within a dietary time frame constraints. Not anything that would go against that. Like no gluten if you can't have gluten, and no sugar. I mean, you shouldn't eat sugar if you're a diabetic and stuff like that. Or treat yourself to a movie. Pop in your favorite DVD or something. It doesn't necessarily need to be food, I suppose. But anyways, do something that you enjoy at least once a day, and that should help at least a little bit. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, here. This one is really important, especially, I mean, with social media, you can have lots of followers, you can have lots of friends, I'm putting that in air quotes, online, and you can still feel alone. I mean, society has a way of alienating people, isolating people, stuff like that. And I don't just mean in the literal sense, with the virus and people isolating and stuff like that. Even if you have lots of friends, you can still feel alone, even if they are real life friends. And so yeah, and it can seem like everyone is wrapped up in their own little world. I think there was a Cell Dweller song called "My Own Little World." That was a good song. I had it on my iPod. I didn't exactly have an iPod. I had some knockoff MP3 player, and it was kind of cool. That was one of the songs that was, part of that. Anyways, it can seem like society moves fast around us, but we don't seem to move. And that can kind of make you feel lonely, and there's always someone who cares. And that is one of the things that is vitally important to know this day and age. Because a lot of people just give up hope because they don't think anybody cares. And that's kind of sad, really, especially since there's always someone who cares. But yeah. Let's go on to the next one. If you're suffering from an affliction, there is no shame in seeking help. Now, this one is important, especially since we talk about societal tags, later on. And, well, basically, it's easy to label people. And nobody really wants to be labeled, for sure. And basically, tags are pointless. I mean, it's just basically a way of subjugating people, and it is so annoying, to be honest. I've never really cared for societal tags or even, the racial slurs or anything like that. There's just no need for that in society. When you give someone a societal tag, and this is we're probably gonna skip 5 because I'm going over number 5 right now. When you give someone a societal tag, you basically I don't know, you just dehumanize them to a certain extent, and it's just not right. So, anyways, now, but yeah, if you are suffering from a mental illness, paranoid schizophrenia, for example, borderline, let's see, bipolar, those basically require medication in order to basically function normally. Now, with depression and some of the other ones like that, they can basically be taken care of with basically the right diet, meditation, that kind of thing. And I admire people that can basically handle their depression, without medication and stuff like that, because it's something that basically everyone probably feels at least once in a while, and it's just easier sometimes to medicate, and there's no shame in that. But I do have mad respect for people who are able to get through it without the need of that. Anyways, we're going down to number 4. No matter how bad things get, there is always hope. That's also something that we always need to hold on to, is that there's always hope no matter how bad things get. I always say that happiness is situational, but joy isn't. Joy basically can transcend all that, rise above. But yeah, hope is really an important thing to have. It's easy to lose hope, as I mentioned in the previous point. But just hold on to your hope. Things will get better. And then we have 5. Societal labels and tags are pointless. People are people, and that's true. And that's always a point I try to get across, especially with civil unrest in the country. It is that people are people. We all have the same blood types, running through our veins. Doesn't matter what color you are, what you believe in. Everyone's blood is basically the same. People are basically people. And you kind of dehumanize people by giving them labels. And that isn't okay in my book. I mean, you should treat everyone with equal respect and stuff like that. Because people can be, I don't know, maybe someone has had an off day and they snub you or they treat you badly. That's no reason to just hate them forever. I mean, because everyone has an off day here and there. And so sometimes it's just too easy to maybe blame someone for a problem that isn't their fault. That's another thing. But people deep down are people, regardless of what they believe in, whatever their religious creed is, whatever their sexual orientation is. It doesn't matter, because people are people. And societal tags to that point are to the reference point of those affiliations are kind of pointless. And let's see, number 6 is the last one we usually do, is be yourself, there will never be another you. And I always go into basically how successful some people are on YouTube because they are themselves. I mean, and that's basically how they got to where they are. I mean, they got there with hard work, of course, but they also got there because they were true to themselves, and they weren't pretending to be anybody else. But yeah, people who are popular, I mean, even in like in movies and stuff like that, to a certain extent, I know you'll hear sometimes that, oh, someone on the set was like terrible and impossible to get along with, even though they seem charming on screen. You'll have that, but basically, for the most part, be yourself, because who you are matters, and there's never going to be another you. Everyone is basically made unique, and if you get rid of your individuality, then there's just no point in that. Individuality. It's hard for me to talk today. Sorry, but individuality is it's kind of a commodity these days. It's important. I mean, if everyone liked Rocky Road ice cream, then the market for just plain vanilla would go completely bankrupt, and then there wouldn't be any vanilla ice cream. And vanilla is a good flavor. I mean, it's not a flavor that many people like, probably, but if everyone had the same, I don't know. This is probably just an opinion, but I just feel that if everyone was the same, then it would be kind of boring, because you just meet a clone of yourself, and it's just like, what good is that? You'd have the same likes and stuff like that, but it would be really boring. But yeah, so basically, be yourself, and people will like you just fine. Anyways, I think I'm probably going to wrap the video up here. Again, I procrastinated. I know in that one video I said that procrastination was kind of bad, and I fully agree. But anyways, I ate way too much last night, to the point where I could hardly move, so I'm just now getting around to making this video. Anyways, I'll know not to do that again. But that's another thing that we can do, is we can learn from our mistakes. Anyways, I will be uploading this, and it will go live in a few hours. As always, I hope that at least one person found this vlog helpful. Not to stoke my own ego, but just because it's one of the ways that I try to help society. One of the little ways, actually. There are lots of people that make videos out there that are way better than mine. I fully acknowledge that, and I really appreciate everyone, or whoever is still around, for sticking around, because making videos is just something that I can do, and it's something that takes up my time, and which otherwise I probably would waste on something pointless. And time is a valuable commodity as well. But I really appreciate yours for sticking around. Anyways, if you like this content, make sure you like and subscribe and ring the bell so you know when I upload. And if you want to support me in any way, you don't have to or anything, but all that information is in the description below. As always, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.